it's Angie, and today I'm going to do a foundation tutorial for you and show you how I apply my mineral powder foundation. Alright, so let's get started. As you can see, I don't have any makeup on. I've already done my moisturizer, my serum, and my sunblock. So that's what I have on currently and nothing else. So I'm going to start with my Olay Total Effects 7-in-1 Anti-Aging Eye Cream. So this I just apply under my eyes. I don't really have dark circles, but what I find is because I never let my eyes out in the sun, I always have sunblock on and I always have on big sunglasses, that they're paler than the rest of my skin. So this helps to bring them up to skin tone. If you have dark circles, you know, not really super dark ones, but minimal dark circles, this could help to correct that as well. So I just put a little, I give it one pump and put just a little blob of it under each eye. And then I just use my fingers to pat and spread that around. And I just kind of blend it down. Okay, so when I'm applying my mineral foundation, I don't like to end up with a lot of it on because I feel then it starts looking cakey and it gets, you know, stuck to all the tiny hairs on my face and everything, and it looks more masky. And so I think if you put on a lot of mineral powder, that's the problem. So I try to minimize the amount of mineral powder I apply by using a tinted primer. And the tinted primer I'm going to use for you today is Murad Skin Perfecting Primer in Matte Finish. Okay, and this is a nice primer because it has, there you go, you can see. It's got a little tint to it. So that helps to even out my skin tone and cover over some dark spots that I have and some redness, and just even it out so that it enables me to use less of the mineral powder. So I just take that and I apply it like a moisturizer. I just rub it between my fingers and then dot it around, and then I just rub it in. Now you can use a brush if you prefer to use a brush. But I think fingers are terrific for doing just about everything. And as with everything, you don't want a line right here where your face ends and your neck begins. And obviously they are slightly different colors because they get different amounts of sun and stuff, so they don't have to be a perfect match, but you should always blend everything down your neck a little bit. Okay? And as I do with everything, I have to check that in my big mirror to make sure I don't have a big glob on my forehead or something. So I'll be right back. So the next step that I do is I do just a little highlighting on the edges of my eye bags and on the edges of my nose and my folds here that are getting a little deep. So I use you can't really see the label, but the Dream Lumi highlighter. And this has a little brush here at this end, which I think is too big and gets too much product. So you just turn the end until you get a little blob of it out there. And then I just put that on the back of my hand. And then I use a tiny, tiny brush to put that just where I want it. And I just want it on the dark side of my eye bag. Just to brighten that up, and a little bit in the corner of my eye, because you can always use a little bit of brightening there, and then I just blend it in with my finger. Okay, so it just kind of brightens those up and makes them less noticeable. And then I do the same thing right here in the corner of my nose. I have some broken capillaries there, so I like to have extra coverage there. And I also like to brighten it up so it doesn't look so deep. And then I'll do the other side. Okay, needs to be blended a little better there, I can see. All right, so that seems good. Now we go ahead with the mineral makeup, and I am using the Bare Minerals Matte, and this is in the color medium. And this one has the little travel cap so that you turn it to keep it closed when you're going somewhere. And so I just like to take it and pour a little bit out into the cap. And really, you don't need a lot with this, so just about that much. Oh, and I wanted to show you this new Kabuki brush that I got. I picked this up at Target last week. It's a Sonia Kashuk limited edition Kabuki brush. Is it not just so pretty? I love this enameled enamel with this pretty spring green pattern on it. It's the end of March and it snowed last night, so we're still having winter here. And it's crazy, but this is so springy that I love it. So, and I'm also wearing this nice springy yellow necklace today. So anyway, now that you have the mineral powder in the cap, you just take the Kabuki brush and rub it in there, and you want to pretty much pat it and swirl it around like this, picking up all the color and getting it into the brush. All right, and then I don't like to have a lot of excess on there. That is kind of a lot, so I pat it all off and get a lot of it to fall back into the cap. All right. Okay, so that looks better. To me, I don't like to end up with like a big glob of it here because it doesn't always spread around that easily. So then I just take my Kabuki brush and I just pat it starting in the middle and working out for where I want the most coverage, kind of in the middle T-zone and down my cheeks, and then we'll blend it all out. So I just give it a little pat up and over the bridge of my nose with the first amount, and then up here onto my forehead and down on my chin. Okay. And now as you can see, most of that has come off onto my skin. So then you just take that and start spreading it around. And of course, you know, you have to do your ears and down your neck a little bit more, doing that same kind of swirling and patting and then tapping to get it off. And this time I have substantially less on the brush. And the only place that I think I need a little extra is right in here. I tend to not have anything going on there, and I have kind of a line where my foundation ends and that begins. So I just take that and kind of nestle it right in there and just kind of give it a little rub to get that area to have some makeup on it. And then you can just take this and, you know, buff it on, but really you don't need to do that much buffing. I've tried the buffing, I've tried the not buffing. You know, you want to buff it a little. All right, so that's the foundation. You really don't have to go crazy with the buffing. You just want to buff it a little bit. It's a powder. It's going to sit on top, and it's the sitting on top that really helps it to smooth over the surface. So I don't really like to grind it in too far. I like it to kind of be on the surface. Now, if I feel like it came on and looked a little, you know, sort of cakey, or it's really sitting on top of all my fine hairs, then I might take my makeup setting spritz and give myself a little spritz. Anyway, so that's it. Then we just need to add a little bronzer and a little blush to bring this kind of to life. So the bronzer that I've been using lately is this Physicians Formula OrganicWear, and this is in the medium tone, and it comes with this nice little brush. It's one of the few brushes that comes with a product that I actually use. I love this because, you know, you can just make a nice line with it wherever you need the bronzer. So, you know, I just rub it across the surface, and where this has two colors, you want to kind of pick up both, and they'll, you know, blend on your skin. And so I I just kind of make a nice line here. I don't want it to be all totally bronzy all the way down here, so I don't tend to spread it all over the place there. I just like a nice little line here. And then, you know, same thing on the other side. If anything, I tend to blend it up so that I don't have a little line between my bronzer and my blush. So I'll go up with it. Okay, and then I like to put a little bit up here and kind of just define, darken up the edges right where it goes into my hairline. And if your jawline is not as firm as it used to be, you can use a little bit of it down there on your jawline to kind of define that edge and make it give the appearance of a firmer jawline, which if you are in your late 40s, early 50s, into your 60s, that's the first place that you notice the firmness starting to go in your face. And so that is a good place to do just a little bit of contouring down there. So that's that, and if I feel like it needs blending, I'll take that same Kabuki brush and just blend that in a little bit. Okay, all right, and now for the blush, I've been using this Milani Baked Blush, Dolce Pink. So there's what Dolce Pink looks like. And it's got a swirl of colors, and it's got a lot of sort of metallic-y gold in it, and so it's nice. I don't have to add an additional highlighter. If I use a eye makeup with a little sparkle in it like I did today, then that acts as my highlighter on my eyes, and then this will be my highlighter on my cheeks, so I really don't need to have the extra step of another highlighter. Now this is a quick and easy day look. This is not, you know, a super full coverage. It doesn't hide every single flaw, but you know, this gets you out the door in 5 minutes. Okay, so we have the blush, and then, you know, it's always my favorite blending tools. I just like to give everything a nice little rub. And then, because my hands have some oils on them, I like to do that and just kind of go over everything, because the mineral powder tends to sit on top of the fine hairs on your face, and so I'll just like to kind of brush it down with my hands, just to eliminate any of that powder sticking to the surface and causing a cakey or powdery or unnatural look. Okay, so that is the mineral powder foundation tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed it. Short and sweet for a change, which is very nice. All right, so as always, thanks for watching and have a great day. Take care.